Now, in honor of Easter, I think we come here as poets, as writers, even as rappers, to reveal something of ourselves. And what a lot of people don't know about me is that I'm a very religious person. So in honor of Easter and the origins of Easter, which are Teutonic, where there was a goddess named Estrus, and she was fond of a friend who was a bird who liked to hide its eggs. And to thank him for that, or her for that, she turned him into a rabbit. And that's why we have our Easter tradition.
Really? Somebody asked me about that today and I didn't know.
There once was a man named Finnegan, and there was a famous Dublin ballad regarding this man, because he fell off a ladder, dashed his head, and died. And he was taken home where a wake was performed for him. But you can't have a wake without some food. You can't have food, at least not in Ireland, without drink. And where there's drink, there'll soon be whiskey. The word whiskey is interesting because it actually is an invention of Ireland, and it is a corruption or a mispronunciation of the word wishkebaha, which actually translates as water of life. So while everyone was drinking and partying, a fight broke out, and a bottle of whiskey was thrown and it smashed on the wall, splattering Finnegan, who woke up. And after he woke up, he joined the party, and this gave rise to Finnegan's Wake, which became a literal wake, which is not its origin. So this is my Easter poem. The people in a village in Ireland once took over an old Protestant church and converted it to Catholic worship. The first thing one hardy man saw fit to do was paint the steeple brilliant white. He climbed a very tall and shaky ladder and painted all day long. As this was Ireland, it kept raining and washing away most of his work. He persisted, determined to get it finished. But he soon realized he hadn't carried up nearly enough paint, and he was too exhausted to fetch any more. So he called out to passers-by, "Brothers, be so kind as to bring me up some paint for the church." "Naff off, you Catholic drunk," they shouted. And it made the man realize, of course, he could stretch the paint with a mixture of whiskey and water. So spreading the paint very thinly, he managed to finish. He climbed down to proudly behold his clever thinking and hard work, but a rain cloud suddenly burst overhead and ruined everything. And he cried out, "Oh, why, God, why? What do you want from me?" The clouds parted, rays of light shone upon the steeple, and a clear voice rang out, "Repaint and thin no more." As in the Bible, God killed him. He fell off the ladder, smashed his head. God is very fond of teaching us, but he prefers to smite us. On one occasion, my mother said to me, "You know, you're Irish." I said, "How could I be Irish? Surely I'm Native American. And I thought we were French." And I realized that I had wanted to read Finnegan's Wake. And since that had never happened, I should write it. But for the life of me, I couldn't think where I had left my lucky pen. So this poem is in memory of that. A nurse was working a terribly long day, but she had to get to the bank before it closed to deposit a check. She made it just in time. She ran up to the teller, grabbed her checkbook, reached into her coat pocket, and pulled out a thermometer. She stared at it until finally the teller asked, "Is there a problem?" "Yeah, some assholes got my pen." If only I could have found my own pen, my lucky pen, I may have written Finnegan's Wake. Thank you.